Everybody, how you doing? I'm new school. Yeah, I just want to let you know I'm here. Yes, I'm from New York, Brooklyn at that. Big shout out to Brooklyn. Yeah, all Brooklyn. But you know, I'm from Red Hook. I'm from Bushwick. I'm from Red Hook, Bushwick. I'm from Crown Heights. I'm from Gowanus. I'm not from the Mossy, but I was over there at Sumner, right? But it's all good, you know what I'm saying? And Atlantic Towers too, you know, Top of the Hill, Ocean Hill, Brownsville, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, you know. And what I aim to say is basically is that I just got back. I took a trip to a land that's, you know, I got a pass to go to the heavens, as they say. And I'm back. And I have a lot of information for you, but this is what the main thing I want to say to all the hustlers out there, all the people that's doing the right thing, the people that help, you know. Hip hop, the rap game. The rap game originally came from Rabboni. And Rabboni is rabbi. The rabbi is the high priest. The high priest was the one that administrates. So they was the administrators. So you get your administration. Administration. Okay, we go from talking drums, and then where villagers talk to one another. Answer back and forth. Everybody got their way to do it all over the world. Okay? Then we get into technology. But before we get into technology, we was in agriculture. Now, in agriculture, we plant a seed. We see a tree grow. After 5 years, that first flock, it was a sacrifice unto the Lord, as they say. You know? Keep it on the real, chill. But we had an apple tree, we had an orange tree, we had fruit trees, we had whatever kind of tree, right? Today, an apple costs $1. Pretty soon, it'll be $2 for one apple. Okay? I started talking about music, and then I got into agriculture. Okay? Now, music was a way of us expressing ourselves and keeping communication and calmness. You had a beef, you express your beef, the other guy express your beef, and then the people, by way of accepting your plea, your bargain, your whatever, they buy your records, this and that. Now, you got some people that made a lot of money out of this rap game, right? And that's fine. But let's be real about what's going on, what you did. Because you don't know what you did because you didn't take your time to learn. First of all, anything you didn't establish, that means you're getting in not at the root of what's going on. And those people that had the root, it actually started from disco. Now, disco was a level of music that was calibrated by those that was in charge, right? Not those that you seen, but the unseen. It was people that was unseen that was in disco, you see, that put together this medium to keep you balanced and to keep you in tune with yourself, to keep you on a higher level, a higher frequency. That's the word we use, frequency. Okay, so now we got this disco. Now, the politicians say they can't do nothing with this disco. We got the March on Washington. We got millions of people coming together, right? We got Black Power movements. They said, "Oh no, this disco got to go." That's what they would say. Now, disco was just go and communicate. Whereas when the sun go down, they say it's the end of the day. But it's the end of the day, the business. Then it goes into 12 o'clock, then they start business again. But actually, when the sun goes down, it's a new day. And we as hustlers, doing the hustle, remember, do the hustle, you know, and the body, every muscle was, you was just, You see, you were doing what they call an exercise. X means the unknown size. And you was actually getting powers. You see, that would have been explained to you later. But anyway, they said, well, we can't have this disco. This is not. So we're going to do, they making this rap. What we're going to do, we're going to put in some higher bass. We're going to put some high sounds, some low basses. We're going to put them in these buildings, and we're just going to kill a brain cell. It didn't happen. But that was the reason. We're going to let them talk. We're going to pick and choose who we want. They called it marketable. When you go to the store, it's called a market. And if they can sell it and control it and make money off it and get people, they still get paid off our work in the rap game. Okay, those who put up the money, those that control the streets, right? And basically, it's a long story, and I can't put it all in this one video, and I don't want to put it all in one video because I want you to take your time. I want you to see it's a new crew on the block now. It has nothing to do with religion. We never had a religion, okay? You don't want to believe that when they breathed in you the breath of life, that you became not a living soul, right? But you became responsible on earth. And this is something that you have to deal with, you know? And if you want to go to the highest degree of the G and say you God, G-U-A-R-D, you say you good. How you doing? Oh, I'm good. That's the same thing as saying I'm God. I mean, let's get with the issues. See, the whole thing, back to the music, people went to the other camp and said, well, you know what? I can talk. I have the ability to speak. And I want to get a contract. Contracting. Shrinking. Not expansion. They don't want to say I want to get expansion. I want to get a contract with you. So you have rights. And it's like if I make $1 million, only want 200,000 and you take the rest of it. You know, that's about the percentage that one gets. They get less than that, really. But they sold out. I don't care what their name was. I don't care how much money they think they got. It was never about money. The money was mandated and controlled by a building. It's called the monetary system, the world banking system. See, and if you need money to do things, that means that now you're working for them, regardless if you see them or you don't see them. See, so people saying, well, what's taking me so long to produce? You know, first of all, time don't exist. That's the first thing you have to learn. See, time don't exist. So you cheated, got relaxed, you jumped the gun, you thought the stage was gonna be fun, you thought you were gonna make all this money without any problems. You haven't solved the problem by selling out. You haven't started up. You started more problems. You see, you got Russell Simmons, Rush, right? He started his Rush card, right? Spending when you don't have credit cards and things of that nature. And they said, oh yeah, this is something, this is good. Oh, we can start this. You know, got the, this is a P. Diddy, his little thing. And got people gravitating over to the Bad Boys, right? Then we got Jay-Z, right? Then we're talking about Jay-Z, right? Uh, it's a lot of things. It's not a good example for the spiritual side of the family. Now, a lot of you came through what they call back street. If you know what back street is, you know what I'm talking about. But a lot of you came from Bushwick and Hart, you see, and a lot of you had the information for a family, right, that was worldwide and global, and you sold out. You gave up the information, and you started to motivate the people, but you was motivating the people in the wrong way with the ridiculous things that you say and still do, because you was not purified to do what you need to do. Then you say, well, it was no one else to do. But did you look for, and did you take time to look for people? Yeah, you did auditions. Did you go out of the way? You knew that it was something else. This was not it, but you continue to do the same thing over and over. So you took what the community had, which what we had as a people, and you sold it. And you sold it for nothing. It's like the saying that the Indians sold the Manhattan for $24 in trinkets. See, now you're thinking you got money, you're the big Bahona of the neighborhood, but you really got nothing. You see? And this is why we come. See, to tell the truth about what's going on. You had no right to sell out. You had no right to even to deal with these people the way you dealt with these people. See? Now, people say, well, why I'm not speaking about other parts of the United States? The reason I don't speak about other parts of the United States, right? Because it's 50 states. See, if everybody take care of their own business and straighten out, I'm straightening out New York. I'm the New York. Okay, the new you. We didn't change that because we're not giving the York nothing. The whole name can be changed up. Everything's about changing. So it's New York. I call New York the new you. So each and everybody that come in that area can get a understanding of the great people that was there, what they have done. Some people I don't agree with, but it's already been done. So for me to say, well, it shouldn't have happened, I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to say this, right? If it was done the way that it should have been done, by the all eye seeing, by that the unseen family that was seen by some, but the leaders try to cut us off, it wouldn't have got this way. But it's here. So now we're going to fix it. See? So I got family all over. I got family in every borough. You know me. I got family in Cuba. I got family in Costa Rica, Puerto Rico. See? I got family all over. See? So what you got to do now is put our heads together and think. I am the all-eye seeing. Who are you? What have you done? You work for who? I work for self. I am the creator on earth. Who are you? Who you represent? When you breathe that breath of life, who do you represent? I mean, let's talk about this. You say, well, you know what? The things that I went through, nobody wanted to follow me. They wanted to learn from me. They didn't want to learn from me because it was they say rough and rugged road of the Freemasons, right? No, that was the sellout. You see? Yes, you did what you do, and you took an oath and responsibility, and that's on you. But at the end of the day, when someone cut your tongue off because you cannot speak, you see, because you didn't take the proper oath, that's on you. You know, whatever that you wanted to get out of that, I'm quite sure you got it. With the power, the women, whatever, the money, the whatever. It still don't matter. See, yes. So they didn't want to follow me. They didn't want to listen to me. They tried to character assassinate me personally and assassinate my character. But didn't know that even though they say these people from Europe, they already knew their boundaries. They already knew from the meteorologists. What do you think they sit there and look at the sky and try to figure out the weather and see if they do this, what happens here? And they have advisors. That's their tribal formation. We have a tribal formation too. You see? But what happened was, when I got back here, those who was in control of what they call the spiritual world, they loved my seat. They didn't want, they just loved the seat that I had. You see, they didn't want to get up. So they said, well, you know what? We just going to act like we don't see. We're going to make him like an invisible man. We're going to act like he doesn't there. He doesn't know enough because he's still coming out the war. His education, he was programmed. But they didn't understand at that time, about the year 19... I'll give it 77. They knew about it, but they didn't think about it. It was a download. It was a download from the top of my head into my heart. Purification began to give me reason and purpose of not only this life. It took me out of this world and brought me to the end of this world here. See? And then the extension of the new world. You see? And then brought me back like the Michael Jackson moonwalk. This brought me right back so I can guide those who were real back to what we need to do. This is why you should have waited. All the people in music, you should have waited. You see, because there was no harm done to you. The fact that you was gonna die, it didn't mean nothing to us, because in the blinking of an eye you would be back again. You see, but you were afraid of death. You see, so you advocated death. You advocated confusion in your music, because you didn't tell the truth. And if they say Jesus or Barabbas, if they say Jay-Z or someone else, they pick Jay-Z. Fine. P. Diddy, Heavy D, P. Diddy. Fine. Russell Simmons, LL Cool J, all is the same. All these people is the same thing. Queens, right? Loudoun, Queens, right? Okay, so Farmers Boulevard, all these people here, we do have ties together. And when you don't know, you don't know. And when you do know, you do know. So this is what we do. Instead of interrupting what you have become, you keep that. But we're going to tell the truth. And the truth, what we're setting up a place where we're not advocating murder. We're not advocating liars. We're not advocating mistrust, doubt. We're not advocating stealing. We're not advocating gambling. We're not, all these things, we don't, that's not our way of life. See, our way of life is to build, our way of life is simple. See, but we still now on a mission to save who we can save. And with that, we're going to take what we need to take to do what we need to do. And we don't have to have guns. We have nature. We are nature. Nature is natural. See, what you learn from other charlatans who put out things that it was all about them. And the reason why people did that, because I'm neutral. If they didn't know no better. If they said, well, damn, all these years, you didn't tell me this guy right here, he say he is God in the flesh. Now, we had another guy, Clarence 13X, said He was God in the flesh. We had Elijah that said God in the flesh came in the personage of W.D. Fard, right? But the other leaders were saying to look for God, and some of them knew that they were God. But they didn't tell their congregation or their sheep that they was the shepherd with the sheep. They put the sheep on a conveyor belt. A conveyor belt is a table that keeps moving. And once you get a certain age and this and that, they get what they can get out of you. Another certain age, they get, then when you get to a certain age and you die within any age, they use your body parts, they just use you up. They use your energy, your time, your mind. See, and this is what the leaders, this is where they get their 10% from. 10% was the lying cheaters, the ones that was down with the political caste. Political caste was the one with the poles. You see, they crush you, oppress you. Right, like that. So, just to recap what we talked about the music business. Actually, we're talking about the music business. We're talking about people selling now. How can you sell hip hop out? How can you sell rap out? How could you sell R&B, rhythm and blues? How can you sell that out and make it neo soul, right? And now what are you talking about? Where are you leading? Where are you going with your music? Music was a way of force of communication for us. When you sell it to someone and they make it marketable, where are you going with that? See? Because it was a scam. Like I said, in tradition, they say, well, all these years we've been doing this. Who am I? I am your worst nightmare. Okay? Because the things that you do, let me tell you, the birds, the trees, the wind, the rain, the earth is my friend. These are people. You think a person is you and another person talking to you and that's it. You eat the beef. You call it beef. Beef means you got a problem. But you eat beef. You eat the pig, pride of a cat, ignorance of a dog, greed of a rat. You eat the pig. And knowing, or not knowingly, that it was an animal that was grafted for a situation so we can go as scientists. You say a prophet. A prophet, a spiritual man. A spiritual man. No, a scientist, a chemist, a person who did a deed to help humanity. Humanity evolved out of evolution. This is your Adam, A-T-O-M, and your Eve, E-V, evolution. So it's so much that you're missing because you're sold out. So now what you need to do, you need to express yourself. You see, because brother's going to work it out. You need to talk about the situation. You need to get into politics. Take that money that you're throwing in the air, making it rain, and hold reins, the true reins of leadership, of respectability, accountability for every area that you in. You see? And get into the things that's holding us and unloose the hands from around our neck in politics. Learn about Department of Correction and freeing those brothers and sisters, about the mental institutions. I don't hear you singing about that. You want an example of someone who used music for righteousness, right? So on a global scale, it was Bob Marley. You see, he was a musical prophet. He proved, right, existence of something that we can do as coming together with Jah Love and other tracks. We have other musical prophets who proved, right, who were gods. You want to say G-U-A-R-D because they don't hurt your feelings? Or G-O-O-D, they were good. But understand, the truth is like nature. It don't stop because you don't want to hear it. Okay? This is why you're getting old. You're getting old because you don't know the secrets to longevity. You don't know because you didn't want to hear it when I came to you and tried to explain to you. You listened to someone else who was a decoy, a, a charlatan. They said, well, he did a good job. Sure, he did a good job. He did a good job. He did a God job. But it was not the God job that we needed at the time. You see? Just like all the information that you bought, where did you get the money and how did you get the money to buy information? You worked. So they send you off to work. So they send you off to work. You get the money. You come back. You give the money. So now you're still in that system. Buying and selling. Buying and selling with the mark of the beast or the mark of the best. It don't make no difference. Beast, best. It don't really care. It's not what we do. We come together with unity. We stop at the Sabbath. You see? And we plan. We look backwards for where we've come, and we make change. We look forward where we're going, and we plan. And in that now, that 7 days, which is the seen day, the word 7 is the word seen. In that seen day, you in the now. So as you project your thoughts to the future or to the past, you're still in the now. And when you in the now, that's the only time you know. So, you know, when you walk like in a minute's time, you're conscious of what you're doing. It elapses. You be wandering. You may focus on where you want to go, and then you're thinking about this. You think meditation. That's the next thing. There's certain things you must do so you can have optimum self-control, focus, meditation. Meditation is midi-action. The action between you living in yourself and you out of yourself. See, your oversoul, your higher power is waiting for you. And there's certain things you must do to get that. Now, what we talked about is music. How people sold something that wasn't theirs. That means you're a spy and a traitor. Traitor. You went for trade because it sounded good, and you became a traitor. You sold out, and now you're this and you're that and you're that and you're this. But really, you're a hypocrite, weak, dirty little sneak with a lifestyle of European freak. Never in your life have you ever kicked the facts about the things you need to do, you know, and things like that. You're on stage jumping up and down looking like the fool, trying to convince the people that you're so damn cool. You're in a ball of confusion, locked up in a state of hell. You thought you was large and your head got swell. You started scheming on that cash, smoking trees and smoking grass, calling it a night with a fat smelly ass. You left out your culture. You never dealt with the proper state of mind. You're a hypocrite. Now, we know. So these are the things that I came to say. And now we're going to put this music back together, right? And it's going to be called Royal Beehive. And if you want to get on the bandwagon, let's do this. If you think it's not real, let's do it. First of all, we are the originators who put hip-hop out. So now we can take hip-hop and make it a trap, which it is, because you sold it out. Wouldn't walk dead in hip-hop. For what? You did a good job in hip-hop. But it's like a star. You were a star. And now the time is up. Because you don't have the proper ingredients for longevity. See? So that's how it goes. So what we discussed is how people sold out hip hop. It wasn't even theirs. No black person in America should be locked up, abused, or nothing. See, hip hop should have took care of all the bills of the black family, not a religious sect. Hip hop. Hip hop is a culture. Just as the next thing we're going to talk about in our next session, we're going to talk about roller skating. And for all the work that was done, there is an amount of appreciation, but it's also a report card of disqualification. And these are the things that I came to tell you. And people say, the nigga's real. The nigga's real. The word nigga is only building. And if you look at the letters, the nigga is the word green. Green, Neger. Same thing. Green is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is rays from the sun. Rays is actually particles. So as we put this together again, we say peace, shalom, assalamu alaikum, rahubat, amasta, and hey, how you doing? That's my real good. I say, hey, how you doing? You know, the Skate Master Spark, I-9 Gabriel the 19th, you see? And that 19th is going to be so beautiful for us. It's 19 over it. And we're doing a beautiful things. It's 19 states. We established 19 states of the Elohim. The first 19 states. We got 7 royal districts. We're coming together with the unity, and we're going to go back into politics, and we're going to start putting all the people. What person didn't come out the black stock? That's the next couple of questions we need to be talking about. What person did not come out of black? What person is still not in blackness? To make a thought in your brain, right, is in darkness. To have a child in your womb is in darkness. So the darkness, which you call the blackness, you see, is the key to your beginning and to your now. Beginning from what you was taught and you was programmed to self-destruct. And that's the story. It happened with Hitler. And it's an Ashla command. It's actually other entities. When it says, I am a jealous God, that's saying, you know not what you do. Because if you don't listen to and be in this will or this insurance plan that I provided for you, right? So you can stay, you will be kidnapped. You will be mutually assaulted by other entities, which they call themselves gods. We're not talking about human beings. All human beings came from the black stock. That's the spectrum of the rainbow. That is elementary knowledge. Even everybody. And we know about the cooties, we know about the sickness, we know about leprosy, leproma. Now they call it medical terminology, the whole medical, bow legs, dandruff, dimples, lucid skin, no pigmentation, or no melanin. All that is facts. These are the things that you should be learning. Who is your God? Who is your administrator? Not the ones that went and tried to establish a super race with some other beings with blonde hair and blue eyes, or blue eyes from the reflection of the sky, right? But clear eyes, actually. So if you got brown eyes and brown hair, guess what? You're black. Okay? You're from the black stock. Okay? You're not an extraterrestrial. You are a human being that evolved from one-celled amoeba. How you like that? So now, if you think that you can outthink the gods of the planet Earth, you got it wrong. And if you think that it's not real, watch this summer 2014. It's going to be hotter than hot, hot, hot. You want it hot? We make it hot for you. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do what I do. I'm going to get back to you. Peace.